Good morning, friends. I want to extend a warm welcome to you today. Everyone is welcome here. This community is a safe place where we support each other in the sacred task of becoming, celebrate the transcending mystery of life, and rely on the transforming power of love. The buff theme of the month is beloved community. The focus for today is disability. And here's a statement issued by the Accessibility and Inclusion Ministry of the Unitarian Universalist Association. Accessibility and Inclusion Ministry considers the uniqueness of the individual as a gift to be valued and appreciated by our congregations. AIM congregations accept a responsibility to counter society's tendency to make inclusion and accessibility the responsibility of individuals, and instead transform our congregations and our society to be welcoming to inclusive of people of all abilities. That statement from the UUA. I was taken by the Stephen Hawking quote on the front of today's bulletin, or at least part of it. Don't be disabled in spirit as well as physically. Two people came to my mind. I had a cousin who was almost exactly my age. He went to my high school. He went to Vietnam in 1969. 3 weeks after his return home, he went to a back shed on his mother's farm, put the barrel of a shotgun in his mouth, and ended his life. He did not leave a note. I also had a friend who was a year behind me in high school. My friend loves cars, and even as a teenager, he could fix about anything with four wheels. I remember one time I needed a water pump for an old car I had. We all drove old cars in high school back then. He went out to the local junkyard, found a wrecked car with the right pump, and even though the thermometer was hanging around 0 degrees with snow on the ground, he unbolted and pulled the pump in record time. He went to Vietnam a few months later than my cousin. When he came back, he was missing both his legs above the knee. The years passed, and I lost track of him. 20 years later, when I returned for a visit to the area for my 20th class reunion, I decided to look Perry up. I found him working in an auto repair garage. He was sitting in a wheelchair that was covered in grease and grime. He was, however, neatly dressed in a clean work uniform, his empty pants legs pinned and folded neatly underneath him. It turned out that he was married to his high school sweetheart with 3 teenage daughters and was the owner of the garage. He had 3 employees, one of which was a secretary. We fell to talking about his handicap. That was what we called disability then. When he came home from Vietnam, they fitted him with prosthetic legs. After a few months, because the legs did not have knees, he leaned the legs in a corner and left them there claiming dust, saying that they were more of a hindrance than a help. He would, he said, often go weeks without thinking about his missing legs. He had the time lived longer without his legs than with. Our conversation petered out as it is the way with things go when you are catching up. So I took my leave. As I bid him farewell, I observed him smoothly lower himself onto a floor creeper and slide in one graceful motion under a car. As I exited the building, I heard the clink of riches as he did the thing he always had loved the best.